Hi everyone, I'm Monique and today I'm creating a new page for Lottie Loves Paper using the beautiful colour study collection by Vicki Boutin. So you may recognise those two torn off pieces of paper there. They're the leftovers from my previous layout, and I'm going to be making use of that beautiful floral side and a sheet of foundations paper, also by Vicki Boutin. So I've grabbed the floral stencil from the fresh stencil set in the colour study collection and some texture paste, and I'm just adding some textured florals to the center of that foundations paper. So I've got a very clear idea in my head of what I'd like to do. Now you will see my plan doesn't quite work out how I want to, and my layout ends up looking very, very different to my original thoughts. But that's okay. I love how creating sometimes leads us in a totally different direction. So here I've just grabbed a scrap piece of mixed media cardstock, and I'm just testing out some of the pigment powder colour combinations together just to see which ones I like best. So first I used a pink and a coral and a blue, and here I'm using a yellow, pink and blue together. I must say those three are my favourite combinations, the blue, pink and yellow. It's kind of like a primary colour mix because depending on how you combine them you can get all the rainbow colours. So there I've created a bit of green, a bit of orange, pink, yellow, blue. So I found it really hard to not go the colourful route. So I have opted for those three shades with a hint of lime just to brighten up the green that I've mixed in some places with the blue and yellow together. So I'm just being really careful here to make sure I'm putting the blue, pink and yellow in carefully placed positions so that I'm not making mud. So the pink is always either next to the blue or the yellow, so it can create purple or coral, and the blue is always partly next to the yellow or the pink so that I can get green or purple. So you'll see that throughout the backgrounds that I'm being quite careful where I place those colours just so that I get good mixes. I'm adding water first and then sprinkles of pigment powder, followed by a bit more water on my brush. I'm just kind of adding dots of colour here and there, and then dabbing it up so that the colours are quite subtle and that they stay in the background and don't come too much as part of the foreground of the layout. I just really want them to be quite subtle.
I wish I had a little more time with you, baby. Time to figure out what this could be. I dreamt of a life in a small town that wasn't enough for you somehow. I just wish I had a little more time with you, baby. Weeks and months and years they passed, and I knew it wouldn't last. When tears streamed down my face, my mama said...
There you can see I'm all done, and once it's dry I put my torn off edges of floral paper at the top and the bottom and the photos in the middle, and I've just got some fussy cut flowers that I'm placing around there, but I'm feeling like the photos kind of put a cut down the center of the paper and breaks up that white, and I'm just not happy with how it looks. So I've taken those two torn edges and I flipped them around, and I'm using a torn strip of the mood board pattern paper from the colour study collection, and I'm going to place that across the center, kind of like an anchor for the photos, and that allows me to have a bit of white space at the top and the bottom rather than trapped on either side of the layout how it originally intended for it to be. So here I'm liking how this looks, and I'm just going in with those fussy cut florals and layering them around just to see where best I like them. So I really just wanted to feel like the flowers are growing out of the center of the page, so they're going up and down, and it's just giving a nice soft edge around those photos. Okay, so here I've taken everything off, so I've got it all perfectly laid out how I want. So now I take it off, and it's time to stick everything down. So I've got some craft foam there, which I'm going to use to lift the photos up. But first I'm just adding some white tissue paper to the back of those photos. I love the softness it gives to the photos. It gives a nice soft edge where you can still see the background shining through, but a lovely finish to the edges of the photos as well. So I've just added some craft foam to the back of those photos just to raise them up a little bit for a bit of added dimension. And now I'm going back in with those fussy cut florals and just finding the perfect spot for them.
All the nights that end in heartbreak gonna pay off someday, and the pain that you're feeling gradually fades away, 'cause growing up, falling in love, giving your all might not be enough. Just trust your head and your...
So you can see some of those florals are placed directly on top of the pattern paper and some are tucked underneath, peeking out from below. And now I'm just going in with my foam squares. Once again, I'm using two different heights of foam squares. One is a couple millimeters thick and the other is about 4 millimeters thick. And I just like the different heights that this creates. So for most of these florals, I'll start off with just the tape runner on the edge to stick that directly onto the paper, and then some foam squares on the tips of the petals or leaves, just so that it looks like the flowers growing out of the paper. And then I'm just going in and curling up the edges of the leaves and the petals just for a little bit of extra dimension.
Weeks and months and years they passed, and I knew it wouldn't last. When tears streamed down my face, my mama said, all the nights that end in heartbreak gonna pay off someday.
And now I've grabbed my watercolours and I'm using the most beautiful shimmery royal blue, and I'm just going in around the edges of those florals and the edges of the torn pattern paper just to kind of soften those edges so that it all kind of blends into each other without losing that white space.
I wish I could freeze this moment, just never let it end. Walking through the snow when you're taking my hand. All of those late nights on your couch when we just talked until midnight.
And here I've grabbed one of Vicki Boutin's stamp sets from the Colour Study collection. It's All Good stamp set, and I've just grabbed that gorgeous clip, and I'm using my little tester patches of pigment powders to stamp onto, and these are going to be used to decoratively clip my photos to the page. I've now also grabbed the beautiful vellum sheet from the Colour Study collection, and I want to use some of the bits that only have the gold accents on. So I've carefully chosen parts of the paper to use, and I've just stuck down a couple dots of glossy accents onto the little black detailing on those clips, and that's where I've placed the vellum paper on and stuck it down.
Just like my mama gradually fades away.
Now, titles always, well, not always, but sometimes have me stumped for a little while. And I was looking at all the pieces from the collection. I kind of knew what I wanted to say, but I was really keen to use some of the pieces from the collection to get my title working together. So I've used some of the gorgeous colourful stickers to make the word joy. And then there was a lovely sticker piece from the cardstock stickers that said all the things. So I've used those pieces together to create my own title, which says Find Joy in All the Little Things. So you'll see how I add a few little teeny tiny alpha stickers from my own stash there, just to add in the extra little words. And then the word little I actually build on top of the All the Things cardstock sticker.
My face, my mama said, all the nights that end in heartbreak gonna pay off someday.
There, so I'm happy with my title, and now I'm just going in with some foam squares. I've just used the tape runner on the bottom edge of the clip so that can stick directly onto the photo, and then the top of the clip is raised with foam squares. And now I'm just using my fine tip pen just to go around the edges of the word find, just to make it pop a little bit. Felt like it wasn't standing out very much. And then some of the letters from the All the Things sticker were hidden by my little alpha stickers that say little. So I just wanted to kind of enhance the letters that were hidden by kind of redrawing them over those tiny stickers. And now I'm just giving a thin edge around the photo. This is always a little bit nerve-wracking because you don't know if you're going to go off the page with your pen, but it all worked out. And here I've just added a chipboard sticker to add my date, and then I've grabbed a little text phrase from the Colour Study sticker book. And I always find these text phrases are the things that have me fiddling for so long at the end of a layout. It's always the little details that I spend ages with. So I get it where I want to place it. I cut it in half to get it exactly how I want, and then I grab a couple of the gorgeous foil hearts and dot those around as well. I use 3 in total, and there I am just adjusting that phrase sticker again, and I think I'm happy now. I've also grabbed some of the little foil gold dots from the sticker book. I love these, and the gold works so beautifully with these pattern papers. It really kind of just shines beautifully on those dark backgrounds. And here I've just grabbed some of my gold spray, which I'm splattering around, and it's really just so shimmery and stands up beautifully and works really well with those little gold accent dots. So there it is, all done, and just giving you a few close-ups to see how it all looks together. I hope you enjoyed watching that process, and that there's something in there that is going to inspire you to create, and that you get to enjoy creating with this beautiful collection as well. Thank you for watching. Bye!